Hey everyone, happy Easter from the Spillage Studios team. Hope everyone is having an amazing weekend. Today I'm going to be doing a different review, a movie I've been meaning to talk about for a while now, and it's the perfect opportunity to do so. So that movie is the 2004 Jim Caviezel starring film, The Passion of the Christ. And in this review, I really just want to do a general, just an overview of the whole thing. So we're going to be talking about the plot, the budget, production, and just overall, I just want to have a open discussion with you guys. So comment below what you guys think of this film, if you guys have seen it, if you haven't seen it, um, or what are your just general thoughts. I love hearing back from you guys. I love reading your guys' comments. We appreciate all the love for the channel. So let's dive right into it. And we're going to be talking about first just some general production notes of this whole movie. So let's just start off with what this movie accomplished, and that's $600 million in the box office. So this movie is technically considered an indie film, and it made $600 in the box office, which I think at the time broke records. I think there's other movies that hold that record, so that was kind of a milestone, an R-rated movie making $600 in the box office, and it's obviously an indie film too. So incredible feat for that. That's just amazing accomplishment, especially too for a movie that's not even in English. This movie, if you guys have not seen it, it's actually in three different languages. They originally wrote the script in English and had it translated, so it's in Hebrew, Latin, and Aramaic. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing the last language wrong. Um, so that is an amazing feat. And originally, what they wanted to do was have this movie really spoken through imagery, if that makes sense. So they wanted the sequence of events to. Basically they didn't want any subtitles in this film, and I think that's challenging to do, especially many filmmakers. That can be a challenging um, feat to accomplish. But I think they did a great job depicting that. I honestly really think you could watch this movie without subtitles, because I think what this movie accomplishes is speaking through imagery. I think this movie does a great job of captivating sequence of events through different images, and really using captivating imagery to tell his story and to really captivate the audience. So just amazing feat on their end. So yeah, so this movie made was on a $30 million budget. The cinematography looks amazing. The score is incredible. I think I was really captivated by the score and how atmospheric it sounds. And speaking of both of those, they actually ended up getting nominated for Oscars for their score and cinematography. And I think there was one more. They got nominated for three Oscars, and the last one was Best Makeup. Um, so yeah, so really really amazing feat. This, like I said, the cinematography, especially for a $30 million indie film, is just absolutely astounding. um, and many like faith-based or like biblical films, what separates the Passion of the Christ from the rest of those is that it really takes the time to captivate the like authenticity of this entire time period in this last 12 hours of Jesus's life. Film opens up with this great scene of Jesus in the garden, and in the background you have Judas selling them out for 30 pieces of silver, and you kind of have this constant dark versus light battle between Jesus and Satan, and the film opens up with Jesus actually being tempted by Satan, and he rebukes that. And I like how throughout this entire film you always have Satan just in the background, just lurking with this crowd of people. It kind of plays into that whole subliminal message of dark versus light. And Jesus ends up being taken by the soldiers, and he's confronted for blasphemy, and they just brutally beat him. This movie is absolutely brutal. It is tough to sit through at points, and they wanted to keep it just as authentic as possible, because a lot of biblical media or just like faith-based media in general kind of sugarcoats those aspects, but this movie really wanted to show the suffering that Jesus had to go through in these 12 hours, this brutal time. And I will tell you, it's emotional. There's some scenes that just wear your heart down. It's brutal. It's tough to sit through. And there's a really great scene I think in this film. It's where Jesus and um, there's a convicted murderer, Barabbas, and the crowd is has to pick between which one do you want set free, and Barabbas is like just loud, loud. He's just outspoken, just mocking the crowd. And there's one scene, so they ended up choosing to free him, and there's one scene where he just looks over at Jesus and his entire demeanor just like fades, and I just think that was such a powerful scene. I loved it. I thought it was one of the most powerful scenes in the movie, where he just has that quick glance over at Jesus and his entire just demeanor just fades, and they end up deciding Jesus to be crucified. And this movie, like I said, it's just absolutely brutal. It is tough to sit through. They do not back down at points. So in the final act of the movie, you have Jesus carrying to the cross to his crucifixion, and I think this is where a lot of the emotional weight was poured into the film. So in towards the final scenes, you have this really amazing scene, which was really a memorable scene for me. It's where Jesus is nailed to the cross towards the final moments of his this crucifixion, and you have he says he prays for his tormentors, and he says, ask God to forgive them. And I thought that was such a powerful scene. And you even have the thief who's being crucified next to Jesus. He even hears this, and he tells the one of the guards, like, he's praying for you guys. And I just thought that was such a powerful scene and necessary for the film, especially in these final moments. And then you have Jesus finally surrendering his spirit, and he dies. And this, like I said, this is just such an emotional film, and I think I do agree to a point where it's necessary to. It would be almost a disservice if you kind of sugarcoated any of this. They really dove into this whole aspect of, we need to show how brutal this suffering was, and I think that was necessary for this film. I think it's necessary for this message, and necessary to depict his suffering. And I like how in the final scene they actually show a quick scene. It's nothing long or crazy, but they show his resurrection at the end. And that's the end of the film. So yeah, that's the Passion of the Christ, the 2004 biblical film. Like I said, I really wanted to cover this Easter, and mostly just have a discussion with you guys. Love to hear what you guys have to say about the film. So comment below your just thoughts, opinions, or um, any overall thoughts. And happy Easter, guys. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. See you guys next video.